being Quentin Sterling Sr., custodial party being Tanisha Benjamin. The court's taking judicial notice of the court file. Note for the record, this matter was filed based on a petition to establish parent-child relationship. Both parties have previously been noticed and served that the court did order DNA paternity in this matter. The fact that the parties didn't sign an announced paternity, were not married before or after the child was born. The court will further note for the record that Mr. Tanaka is present representing Mr. Sterling, that Ms. Benjamin is pro se, and we have one person in the room, Nia Sterling, as my understanding, is going to be a witness. So at this time, I'll let the state make an opening statement, tell the court what the state's requesting we do here today. Then I'll allow Mr. Tanaka to make an opening statement. Ms. Benjamin, I don't let pro se litigants make opening statements. I'm just trying to figure out what the legal matters that are going to be brought before the court at this time. At the end of the hearing, if you wish to make a closing statement and or closing argument, you'll be allowed to do so in the fact that you are what we call a pro se litigant. You're your own attorney, so you get to do that. But right now, pro se litigants never get it right. They never make opening statements. They make closing arguments. So, but right now, I just want to find out what the issues are going to be. That way I can make the appropriate rulings on down the road. So at this time, I'll let the state and Mr. Tanaka start that. And then I'll confirm that Ms. Nia Sterling is his witness. And at that time, I'll see about swearing her in. And I will invoke the rule and place her in a breakout room so she can't hear the testimony of the parties in accordance with the Texas rules. So at this time, Mr. Gwynn, you may begin, and then Mr. Tanaka. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. So the state understands that this is a dispute primarily over the primary custodianship, which basically affects everything else downstream from the computation of child support, medical support, retroactive, all of that would completely change based on whichever party has decided to be that primary custodian. So basically everything's at stake in this one, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tanaka.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. My name is Jonathan Tanaka. I represent the father, Quentin Sterling, in this matter. The child was born in April of 2024. Today, you will hear the child's mother has experienced some mental health episodes. She's voluntarily placed the child with other people, including my client. You will hear that there is a prior arrest. She was arrested for leaving the children alone unsupervised when the child, Quincy, was just 2 months old. You will hear how CPS did remove the kids from her because of this, and how the kids, she has Quincy and 4 other kids, how those 5 kids have bounced around with different folks, starting with her ex-husband, that's who CPS placed him with, then her mother, then my client, then with a friend, and then finally back to her. You will hear how she has blocked my client completely off from all communication, denying him all access to the child. And you'll hear how she is currently on a 5-year felony probation for child abandonment, child neglect. So what are we asking for? Today we are asking for, number 1, that my client be appointed as sole managing conservator with the exclusive right to determine where the child lives. And we're basing that request off of Texas Family Code 153.004 because there is a history or pattern of child neglect. We are also asking that, as far as visitation goes, that mother be awarded a standard possession order visitation schedule. 3, that she be ordered to pay guideline child support based on whatever she's making. 4, we're requesting that the child or the court order that the minor child Quincy have his surname changed.
All right, thank you both very much. All right, everybody, at this time, and Mr. Tanaka, is Miss Nia Sterling your witness, or she's your witness? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, she is.
Okay, then. Ms. Sterling, would you please turn the video on and raise your right hand, please? Are you there, Ms. Sterling?
Yes, I'm just trying to turn my video on. Sorry.
If you can't turn it on, just go ahead and raise your right hand. I'll take your word for it, okay? All right, ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Sterling, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to invoke what's called the rule. The rule is that witnesses to a hearing cannot be in the hearing itself. That way they don't get to hear testimony and, see what they might want to testify to based on what the other people have said. We want to your testimony needs to be pure and exact as to what you know and what your information is. And that has to be technically your eyewitness information. that you actually saw, or that either you, Miss Augustine or Mr. Sterling has told you. But other than that, you can't talk, you can't testify to what anybody else has said or anybody else has told you. So at this time, ma'am, I'm going to place you in breakout, and when it's your turn to testify, we'll bring you back in. At the end of the testimony, I'll ask the attorneys whether or not you're free to go. And if you wish to go, you can. And if they say it's okay, then you're free to go. If you want to hang around, you can at that point in the courtroom. But for right now, ma'am, I'm going to go ahead and put you in room number 4. And when it's your turn to testify, we will bring you back in. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Did Miss Augustine go back to a breakout room? Okay. We'll put back in. And then I'll automatically kick her back in there. So.
Your Honor, if I may address, I also have a invitation to join room 3. Should I just decline that?
No, don't do that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, sometimes that pops up. Like I'll start the rooms back up, so that's why that did that. So, all right, so she's back in now. So, all right. All right, at this time, I'll let the state go ahead and call your first witness at this time, Mr. Gwynn.
State would like to call Quentin Sterling. How old is Quincy?
Quincy will be April 30th.
When's the last time you saw Quincy?
I will say it's been last May. May 2025, excuse me.
Good, thank you. What have you provided in support or as support for Quincy during that time period?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question for me?
What have you provided in the way of support for Quincy since that May 2025 time period?
So I've provided financial support in payments that I've sent to Ms. Augustine, as far as in Cash App, when she needed anything from money for medication. I provided, I sent over medication just as recently as last week. Walmart orders. I have an extensive amount of Walmart orders that I've sent over when she wasn't able to financially get these items. As far as in, for example, last week, I sent over 2 different medications for Quincy's illness that he had, a respiratory illness and RSV. I sent over diapers. I sent over wipes on numerous occasions. I've sent over clothing. I've sent over food. The list kind of goes on. It's very extensive. Anytime that she's asked for anything, I've sent it.
Okay. And how much would you estimate that that to have cost?
I don't have the exact dollar amount, but I would say it's in the thousands.
Okay. How much do you make a year?
Real quick, sir, have you ever sent over cash? You said you did Cash App. What amount that you can bring up? Do you know? Can you give a quick idea what that Cash App transfers may have been?
I will have to take a second to kind of add those up.
All right. Well, tell you when she's testifying, when we stop your testimony, I'll give you that opportunity to do so, sir. That way we can get that amount. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
If I may, there are some because of the different accounts that she used or different phone numbers she used. There are some that's going to take me a second to kind of have to dig back through my history.
Okay.
Just
we'll
FYI.
give you that opportunity. If you can't get them all done today, we'll get you. We'll have that. We'll let you get those done as we need. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, as you can find out, sorry about that.
No problem.
Sterling, how much do you make a year?
Right now, I'm on a temporary. I make roughly 42. I think it's 42.5. $42,500.
And you do work full time?
I do, yes, sir.
What are you currently doing for a living?
I'm in education. I'm currently an instructor or a teacher teaching African American studies at Chaparral High School.
How long have you been doing that job?
I've been in the education field itself roughly 12 years. As far as in teaching directly, it will about 9 years. Be at this specific job location. I've been here since August.
Would you say that that income amount has been fairly consistent in the past 2 years?
I think that's a fair assessment.
Are you aware? How is the child currently receiving medical coverage?
Quincy is currently on government assistance, Medicare or Medicaid, excuse me.
Thank you. No further questions for this witness at this time, Judge.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Gwynn. Mr. Tanaka, your witness.
Your Honor, in the interest of time, could I reserve my questions for Mr. Sterling? We call the other Miss Sterling in so she could be excused sooner.
All right, then, if yes, you wish to go ahead and take her out of order, I have no problem with that, for her convenience, obviously. So let me get her back in here.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
I'm moving her first and see if that's going to work. Yeah, that move thing doesn't let. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, then. All right, Ms. Neil Sterling, you're back in the main room. Mr. Tanaka has requested that you be called out of order, so that way if you wish to leave after your testimony is completed, you can do so. So at this time, ma'am, you need to unmute yourself. If you can't, you don't have to turn on the video, but you do need to unmute yourself. All right, thank you. All right, so at this time, ma'am, you've already been sworn. You are under oath at this time, and you may go ahead and proceed, Mr. Tanaka. And then I'm going to allow the state the opportunity to cross-examine you and Miss Augustine. Miss Augustine, you will have the opportunity to ask the witness questions. When a non-attorney is asking questions, I always have them run through the court first. That way, I don't have to hear lawyers object constantly on whether or not the question is proper under the Texas rules of evidence. I know you're not a lawyer, but you still have to abide by the rules. So that's why I'll let you ask questions, but you'll have to run through me. And if they are appropriate, I will go ahead and let that question be asked. But this time, Mr. Tanaka, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sterling, please state your name for the record.
First name Nia, last name Sterling.
Perfect. And do you know Quentin Sterling?
Yes.
How do you know him?
He's the father of my 2 children and ex-husband.
Okay, ex-husband. All right. And you said you had 2 children. How old are the children? What are their names, if you don't mind?
Our oldest daughter is 13, and our youngest daughter she's 8.
Okay. Got it. And in the divorce decree, what kind of custody or visitation arrangement do the 2 of you have?
We have joint custody.
Okay.
And we have as far as living arrangements, they're a week on with me, a week off with him. But if either one of us have like any kind of scheduling conflicts, we just let each other know and we just go from there.
Okay, great. And how would you say he has done from a co-parenting perspective? Is he a good co-parent? Are there issues?
He's a good co-parent.
Okay. And how would you say he has done from a parenting perspective to your children?
He's a great father to our girls.
Okay, awesome. Glad to hear it. Your children doing well in school?
Yes.
Okay. Are they involved in extracurriculars?
Yes, our youngest is in drama club, gymnastics, and then our oldest, she's in orchestra, UIL for social studies, honor roll student.
Great. Okay. And I mean, from what you know, do you believe he assists the girls with homework, extracurriculars when the girls are with him?
Yes.
Okay, great. And how is communication with him regarding the girls' education, everyday life needs, things like that?
We correspond through text messages. We call each other. We don't live far from each other, which was intentional to make sure it was easier for both of us as far as transporting both of the kids to and from school. Our youngest goes to school at the school that I teach at. So, we
Great.
make things work.
Has he ever blocked you from communicating with the girls or with him?
No.
Okay. Um, how would you say he has shaped your girls into the people that they are today?
He's been involved in their life since conception. And so they know him and only him as their father figure. He's involved in their extracurriculars. I would say he's a good dad, and they love their father.
Great. Glad to hear it. And I think you mentioned this already, but was he attentive to their needs even when the girls were babies, infants, toddlers?
Yes.
Perfect. Do you have any concerns about his parenting?
No, if there was a concern, they wouldn't go over there every other week.
Okay. Have you met the other child, Quincy?
I've seen him maybe once or twice.
Okay, got it. Would you feel, I mean, I know you're no expert, but would you feel comfortable with Mr. Sterling, Mr. Quentin Sterling being a primary caretaker of a child, just knowing what you know from the two children you have together?
Yes.
Okay. And anything else you'd like the court to know today?
No, unless you have some other questions for me.
Okay. No further questions for me. Thank you so much for your time.
All right,
Pass the
thank you
witness,
very much,
Judge.
Mr. Tanaka. I'll go ahead and let Mr. Gwynn have the witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. The state has no questions for this witness at this time.
All right, thank you very much. Then, Ms. Augustine, it's your opportunity. Do you have any questions for this witness, ma'am? You're muted, ma'am.
No, sir, I don't.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Mr. Tanaka, is Ms. Sterling free to go?
She is, Judge. Thank you so much.
I'll let you get back to your class then, Ms. Sterling. Thank you very much. What school you teach at now?
Alice Douse, elementary. Why are you laughing,
Because Miss
Judge?
Dowse was my sixth grade teacher, Miss Sterling.
Oh, wow.
And I was in love with all four of her daughters at one time, okay? So there.
Well, I definitely try to live up to her legacy
Yeah,
and represent her well.
yeah, my mother and she taught us at Marlboro for years. So yeah, that's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing out of love, believe me. So
Okay, good. Well,
all right,
thank you.
man. All right, have a good
Bye.
one, man. Thank you.
You too.
Bye. All right, then, Mr. Tanaka, you're still, well, I'm sorry, you still your chance to ask questions. Well, you did, I'm sorry, we did, Mr. Sterling, and it's your chance to cross-examine. That's right. I'm sorry. Anything else you need to do as far as cross-examining, Mr. Sterling?
I'll go through some direct examination questions, Your Honor, if you'd like. Otherwise, I have no cross or redirect for this witness.
All right, then. Well, I'll tell you what, then, because I'm sorry, I got it out of order here because we took the lady, Miss Sterling, out of order. So at this time, I know we went over some preliminary things. So is there anything else you want to ask this witness, or you want to go ahead and go to Miss Augustine, and we'll come back?
I guess I'll just run through my direct examinations with this witness, Your Honor, if that's okay.
That'll be fine. Thank you. You're
Okay.
okay. Then, Mr. Tanaka. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Sterling, please state your name for the record.
Quincy Eugene Sterling Sr.
Okay. And when did you meet the mother, Tanisha?
Met her in the summer of 2023. I was the director of education at Civil Learning And she had brought her daughter in for some learning concerns. And I tested her daughter to see kind of where she was at as far as in grade level and so forth.
Okay. And when did you learn that she was pregnant?
I learned she was pregnant, I believe, in the fall. In that fall of the same year, she sent me a text message and told me she was pregnant.
Okay. And were you involved throughout the pregnancy?
Yes, sir.
You attended like the prenatal appointments, things like that?
I did attend the prenatal appointments, but as far as in, we still had, like I said at the time, we still had a relationship where we were still visiting each other and so forth, and still communicate. And we still had things like, for example, we, when we found out the sex, we kind of had a gender reveal between the two of us. We had an envelope that we kind of kept secret for. We tried to hold off as long as could to before we revealed the sex. So things along that nature.
Okay. And were you present for Quincy's birth?
Yes, sir, I was.
What role, if any, did you play at the hospital when he was born?
I was there. I received a text message that she was in labor at the old Metroplex. I forget the name of it now, but I was there throughout the process from the time where she began to she began to start the birth and cut the umbilical cord. And it was there for the few days after, in between working until she was released.
Okay. Now, after Quincy was born on April 30th, 2024, how often were you seeing him, would you say?
Up until, I would say, the summer, I would give or take 2 to 3 times a month, maybe. And that was usually the case when she would come over and we would kind of spend time together. And that was the time I was able to, see Quincy and so forth.
Okay. And was she pretty cooperative in giving you as much visitation time as you want, or was it a struggle to get that? Tell me about that.
At the beginning, the arrangements were more so where she would bring Quincy over and I was able to see him with her. As far as in like individually leaving Quincy there, I don't think that was an option at the time. But I said it to say I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but that wasn't feasible at that time. So I would say up until the summer, from when Quincy was born up to the summer, it was kind of when she came over was my opportunity to see and spend time with Quincy.
Okay, so he was born end of April. What happened in July of 2024, just a couple months later?
I received a call about roughly, give or take, early morning hours, 5 or 6, and she had told me that the police were at her apartment. I kind of asked why.
I'm sorry. Could you go ahead and give me what's the time frame of this, sir? You said this. Obviously, this is in the summer, but you remember what date?
This was the. Are you asking me, Your Honor?
Yeah. Do you remember the exact date? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I believe it was the 4th of July.
Oh, okay. 4th of July.
That morning.
Okay,
yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I received a phone call about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. She told me that there were police that were there at the house. Kind of asked what for. She said that her ex-husband, or at the process, she's going through a divorce, but her husband had called the police on her as far as her kids. We kind of stayed on the phone. I was kind of asking like, hey, what's going on? Is there anything that you need and so forth? And she told me she think that she's going to jail. And then she told me that they were taking her to jail because of she left her kids alone. And that's roughly essentially how the conversation went. And she sent me a text message asking me, was I able to come get Quincy? And I told her, yeah. And that was pretty much the last communication we had until she was in Bell County Jail.
Okay. And how old was Quincy at that time? Do you know?
Yes, sir. Roughly about 2 months.
Okay.
2 months.
And how long was she in jail? Do you know?
Since she was in jail, I would say give or take roughly about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3.
Okay. And I guess let's backtrack a bit. So you had one child together. Quincy was about 2 months old at the time. Did she have any other kids from another person?
Yes, sir. from my acknowledgement, her and her now ex-husband have 4 kids together. As far as their ages, I couldn't be exact, but I know I would estimate that the oldest is roughly probably like around 10. And I think they're roughly about a year or two apart in between then. I believe Quincy's oldest sibling from her side, I believe would be roughly about 4 or 5 now.
Okay, got it. So we've got 5 kids total. Were all of them left at the house on July 4th, the overnight, or was it just
Yes, sir.
Quincy? Okay.
Yes, sir, it was. And at the time, I believe it was her 7 or 8-year-old at the time, I believe, was the oldest that was watching all the kids.
Okay. So she spent 2.5 weeks in jail after July 4th. What happened to Quincy and all the kids? Do you know where they went?
Yes, sir. We spoke via email through the smart inmate system at jail. And she contacted me and told me that CPS was coming to take her kids. However, her now ex-husband drove from Louisiana to take the kids, and they were in his possession. And then from there, Quincy, his 4 kids stayed with him, and Quincy was then given to her mother. And that kind of started the whole domino effect and so forth, the instability of Quincy housing.
Okay. And were you providing any financial or material help to the kids during this time?
At this time, no, I had no communication with the kids. I didn't know as far as in contact, as far as in her mother or anything like that. My financial response or my financial contribution at the time was I was assisting Mrs. Tanisha as far as in trying to get out of jail. I put money on her books to allow her to email and call out and eventually pay for her bail so that she was able to get out. Because at the time, as our jail conversations, there was questions about where Quincy was. And at the time, her funding was low, so she wasn't able to call out, and she didn't have her phone, so she didn't know the numbers to reach her siblings in Louisiana or her ex-husband.
Got it. So let's just recap. So you actually gave her money so she could call and communicate with others while she was in jail.
Yes,
and then 2, you also paid bail money so she could get out of jail, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
How much money are we talking?
Her bail was $2,500.
Okay, and you paid all of that?
Yes, sir, I did. I paid all of it.
Did she ever?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
I apologize. I kind of jumped the gun there, just kind of taking initiative on. I think what your question was. She did pay me back $1,400 of that, and that was via Cash App. And she told me that was from her. She couldn't pay that money. She couldn't pay the rest because that was the child support money that she was waiting for her ex-husband to pay. But there was a stopping that because of the where the kids were staying and so forth. So I received $1,400 of that shortly after she got out, and have not received the rest.
Okay.
What's the full amount again, sir?
$2,500.
$1,400. The full amount was what now?
$2,500, sir. Your Honor. I'm sorry.
No problem.
May I continue? Oh, go ahead. May I continue, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. Sorry.
Thank you, Judge. So she was in prison for about 2.5 weeks. After she got out, where did she live then, Mr. Sterling?
Yes, sir. When she was released, she had an apartment that was her ex-husband, but from my understanding, he had moved back to Louisiana and had subleased her the apartment in downtown Killeen. That apartment, he no longer paid the rent, and so she was evicted from that apartment. From there, she then moved into a women's shelter, about a women's shelter. Our conversations was that she was, from the abuse that she took from her husband, she was able to kind of go into this, I don't want to say secretive, or where the rules were very confined and so forth, as far as allowing visitors and things along that nature. So her and Quincy stayed there for a substantial amount of time.
Okay. And did she eventually have to leave the women's shelter?
Yes. Our conversations that we kind of spoke at the time, she was telling me that her husband had her, excuse me, I apologize to the court. Her ex-husband had came and repossessed his vehicle. And so she was left without a car, but it was an issue that she had with the director of the facility because they were accusing her of coming in smelling like marijuana. And for
All right, sir, she's the one that told you this?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
Proceed. Just want to make sure.
And that she was essentially being pushed out of this center for coming in after the 7 o'clock curfew, if I'm not mistaken. And from there is kind of where I kind of intervened and offered my services or assistance to Tanisha.
Okay. So director accused her of smoking marijuana, kicked her out of the women's shelter. Have you ever known her to smoke marijuana? Do you think this was a legitimate claim?
Yes, sir. I think it carries some weight. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
I know that that is something like recreationally she partakes in.
Okay. Did she smoke marijuana while she was pregnant with the child? Did you see
No,
that?
sir. I've never seen that. No, sir.
Okay. But you have seen her use marijuana a few times?
Yes, sir. She's been around me while she was, I guess you would say, under the influence. Yes, sir.
Okay. How many times would you say she's used marijuana that you've known her?
I can't give her for a definite answer on that, but it's like I said, I'd say she's, like I said, a recreational user.
Okay. Does she use it when she's with the child, Quincy?
I would hope not, but as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I don't want to go on the record and say something I'm not 100% positive about.
Unless she told you she did or you saw her do it, you can't testify to it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So.
Okay.
I've never seen her, or she never told me.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. So then let's move forward. So she was in a women's shelter. She got kicked out because of marijuana concerns. Where did she and Quincy go to next then?
That is questionable. So from there, I can speak on my behalf. From there, I believe that they moved into a. I know that she was staying temporary with a friend. Her name was Kei. And then she was able to get an apartment from HUD in Temple, Texas. And that's where they're relocated to. In between time when she was there, I did offer Tanisha a place to stay, offered her transportation, her and Quincy. And I have an extra room in my house and was trying to facilitate those needs and so forth. And she stated that the reason why she couldn't stay with me because the assistance that she was receiving, she would no longer be able to receive those had she moved in with me.
Okay. Okay. Does Tanisha ever discuss with you struggling with depression, mental health?
Yes, sir. There have been multiple text messages and conversations we had where she's felt overwhelmed. She's felt depressed. She's felt defeated. She's felt that a lot that was happening in her life was just coming on at once, and it was a lot for her to take in. And I know that she saw mental health advocates and doctors for assistance with that.
Okay. And I guess where are the 4 other kids? Are they currently with her? Are they with ex-husband still after the CPS incident?
So the last that we communicated was that her ex-husband has 2 both boys, and originally she had her youngest daughter, and she was able to get her oldest daughter. And I know that because the last time that I picked up Quincy and in last May, I saw when I walked into the room where Quincy was, it was Quincy's crib and a bunk bed with her 2 daughters were in there. And when we talked, she said that the arrangement was with her husband. He was keeping the boys and she was keeping the girls. When the CPS worker did an investigation and spoke with me, The issue they were having was because they needed
Okay,
to see.
sir, here's the
Yes,
deal.
sir.
You can't testify to anything they told you. Okay? You can't testify to anything CPS told you. That's hearsay, all right? You can testify to anything mom told you, but if CPS told you something, if you got something in writing, then you can get your attorney to see about getting that writing into evidence, but you cannot testify to what they told you one way or the other, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. The other two were with their dad. With their dad.
Okay, got it. And then has she, after moving to this other apartment place, has she tried to place Quincy with her friends?
Yes, sir. I've submitted the text message and shown that there has been on multiple occasions where she has given her friend or stated that she was signing over authority or she was given a power of attorney to her friend Key, where she was going to give to Quincy. She's going to go back to Louisiana until she kind of got on her feet or until she was in a better place.
I guess as of today, to your knowledge, does she have her own car?
No, sir.
Okay, and getting back to the mental health, has she ever talked about like suicide with you?
Not suicide per se. I don't want to read into it, but I know like she was with, our text message and our conversations in between, she's directly spoke about how she was kind of down and out and she just felt overwhelmed and she just needed a break. And this was just becoming too much for her, especially doing this by herself.
Okay. Has she ever talked about like self-harm or harming other people?
No, sir. Not harming other people or self-harm. Not that I know of. No, sir. Or not that I recall, I should say.
Yes, sir. Okay. So we talked about her signing a POA, power of attorney, to some of her friends. Did she actually sign one also for your benefit?
Yes, sir. She did.
And when was that? If you
That
recall?
was in May of last year.
Okay.
Sir. May of last year.
And why did she do that? What did that power of attorney allow you to do?
The power of attorney allowed for me to take, I don't want to say ownership, take conservatorship over Quincy and allow Quincy to live with me. And the power of attorney was allowed for us to make a seamless transition from the Head Start in Temple to the Head Start in downtown Killeen off of Gray Street. And that was the weekend of May 15th, I believe, the week of May 15th.
Okay. So after she executed that, then you brought Quincy to live with you full time?
Correct. Yes, sir. I went to Temple. I collected all his things, his belongings, medication, clothes, the entire thing. Brought Quincy back to my house, set him up in my room, in Quincy's room or his room. Went out, purchased new clothes, new shoes, the whole nine, and to make sure that he was ready for daycare on day one.
Yes, sir.
Or his new daycare.
Right. Okay. And how was that living with Quincy? Did you enjoy it? Was it a good experience, you think?
Yeah. Yes, sir. It was great. It was it's kind of hard to put in words, but it was just one of those things that, just seeing like how Quincy is, the way he, like, for example, the way he eats, just how his personality, it was rewarding. It was just one of those things where, it was kind of just me and Quincy, like having that, that father-son relationship. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the time. I really did. My family enjoyed the time because that was one of the things that, prior to this, my immediate family is here from mom, cousin, sister, aunt, and so forth. And so having everyone around and everyone getting to see Quincy and see him was rewarding in itself.
Right. Great. Glad to hear it.
Yes,
now, so we're talking about May 2025. What happened, I guess, after that with Quincy?
Well, regarding that, at the time, my Quincy had to be at daycare at the Head Start there at 8 a.m. They didn't allow for you to bring him in early. And so my job, where I worked at, I had to report at 7:30. And I got a couple waivers that allowed me to come in early, but for safety issues, there was a stabbing in KISD and the entrance changed. And so from there on, things kind of became tightened down. So teachers were expected to report at 7:30. With that being said, I have you can say is a very good friend of mine who picked Quincy up and dropped Quincy off at daycare.
Mhm.
And from there, the daycare app shows when you sign someone in. And from there, she kind of went on a tangent, was asking who this person is, why they're dropping them off. She didn't give permission for anyone to drop them off. However, when I went to the daycare, I told them, hey, this is the individual that that can pick or drop Quincy off on my behalf, and signed it.
And let me just stop you right there. So you were saying she, are you referring to Tanisha then got upset when she saw that your friend dropped the child off at daycare?
Yes, sir.
Because there's a shared daycare app and she can see the logs of who picked up, dropped off, correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay, so she got upset when she saw that on the app it wasn't Quentin Sterling, it was friend, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so let's go ahead and jump back into the action then. Tell me what happened after that.
From after that, she kind of, like I said, went on a tantrum, like was upset, saying that she didn't get permission for anyone to pick up Quincy. Why do I have X amount or these unknown people around Quincy and so forth? And I told her, like, this is someone, obviously I trust. This is someone that I'm intimate with, someone that that has been my partner for a decent amount. And she was not happy with the fact that there was another female in the situation. And so try to explain the situation, but it kind of fell on deaf ears. That happened. And then Quincy was, from there, she stated that she was coming to get Quincy. And then I dropped Quincy off, and my friend picked Quincy up. And then from there, she was throwing out the threats that she was coming to pick Quincy up. And like, this was just, this was like not something she said she allowed. And if I couldn't take care of Quincy, that I should have said something. And I was trying to explain to her, it's not that, it's just that when I was trying to put him in a daycare that's within 5 minutes from me, this was a seamless transition for you. We did this. And now all of a sudden I was being, essentially criticized for just someone picking Quincy up. So, because after 3:30, then you kind of get a deem. So it was just that, and 3:30 was when I got off work at the time.
Okay, so she got upset. What happened? Did she take Quincy back with her then at that point?
No, sir. So that was over. Do you kind of like want me to go through the chronological events or just from the daycare perspective?
Yeah, let's just kind of cut to the chase, I guess. So how long was Quincy with you, and then what happened? Because we know now, present day, that you've been blocked from communication, don't see Quincy. So tell me when that happened.
Yes, sir.
Why.
So all of that happened. She came and picked Quincy up that following Monday from the daycare. There was no communication. There was nothing or anything along that nature. I went to the daycare to pick Quincy up. I received permission from my principal to start leaving work early to pick Quincy up. And when I got there, they told me the mother picked him up. And kind of like anyone, I was like, what's going on here? And that was there. And so that stemmed from the I guess say the buildup stemmed from that weekend before that Saturday, where she was visibly upset because on the side, not trying to draw this out, I apologize, Your Honor, but on the side, I DJ as a hobby, and I DJ'd our 8th grade celebration ball. She called me at the time asking to see Quincy, and I told her I was at work working. Well, that following day, she called the Clean Police Department and had them do a welfare check, where that was the day, that was actually my birthday, the 18th. And CPS worker came over. He saw Quincy crawling on the floor, playing with my family, us playing cards and games. And that was the end of that. And then the following day is when she picked him up.
Got it. And since that time, have you been able to communicate with Miss Tanisha?
The only communication, we attempted to communicate through text messages. That didn't work. We communicated through email. And then she essentially told me, the last email she told me was to no longer communicate with her. No longer communicate with her. Quincy was not my son. I had to communicate with 2 other individuals, and she said she felt for her safety and for Quincy's safety, and not to communicate with her. So from there, I did not reach out to her. I did not text or do anything after that.
Okay. Has she ever initiated or allowed you to see Quincy since that time?
No, sir.
Has she ever allowed you to hop on a FaceTime call or Skype video call and see your son?
No, sir. She told me not to communicate it. No, sir.
And there's previously been a DNA paternity test done, correct? With
Yes, sir.
everybody participating? And
Yes,
it
sir.
was found from that test that you actually are the dad, correct?
Yes, sir.
And after that positive test, did she reach out to you and let you have any in-person or video conference, telephone visitation?
No, sir. The only communication she reached out was when she needed Pampers, wipes, medication, snacks, or food. And which anytime she asked, I sent no hesitation, same day of hope, within a reasonable amount of time.
Mm-hmm. And how many other children do you have?
I have 4 others, sir.
Okay. Do you have sole custody, or are you the primary caretaker of any of those children?
I have joint custody with my 2 youngest daughters. My oldest daughter is a sophomore in college right now at North Dakota State University. Went from there. I had the standard visitation, so forth, where I kept her every weekends and holidays and so forth. My oldest son was a similar situation. However, we went back to court, and I ended up becoming the sole guardian of him, and my son lived with me the last 4 to 5 years before he became 18.
How old is your son now, sir?
My son is 20 now, sir.
Okay, so the other 2 are all both adults. Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Great. And how would you describe co-parenting with the other parent in both of those situations? So it sounds like one woman, 2 kids with the 2 girls, and then another woman, 2 older kids.
Yes,
How
sir.
is the co-parenting relationship there with those 2 other individuals?
Perfect. I have no issues, no conflicts, no anything like that. For my daughter, that's currently in North Dakota, I would fly up and see her every 3 months. She would come here, like I said, every summer, every other holidays, Christmas or Thanksgiving. There's never been an issue. We co-parent well. As far as in my son's mother, my oldest one, up until he came to live with me, I would say our conversations were kosher. It was kind of your standard, like, hey, what time should I come and get Quentin? Hey, I'm dropping Quentin off, or we call him Junior. I'm dropping Junior off at so time. And so that was kind of the basis of it. And then that changed when he came to live with me, but it was still the kosher conversations.
Good. And I think you heard, it sounds like one of her main concerns for blocking all communication with you was safety concerns. I mean, have there ever been any safety violent situations involving other kids, other parents?
No, sir. Never been physical, violent, nauseous, yelling, threatening. I've never done anything with her or any of my kids. There's no records. I've never been detained or the police called on me for anything like that. The only time I've had any type of investigation was the one that she initiated.
Mm-hmm. Which was found to be unfounded, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. That was kind of false.
So you mentioned that you work in education. Do you prioritize education for your kids? Do you believe that's important for them?
It's first and foremost. I'm sorry if I go on a rant here. I'll try to keep it short. But being in education, you see how the disparity and the differences for those who have an education, whether it be a 2-year college or so forth. You just see how those students kind of better off and how well informed they are and how better they are. And so, yes, education has first and foremost been phenomenal. Been a mainstream and a direct in my life, in my kids' life, because I'm the first one in my family to receive a formal education, my bachelor's, my master's, and started a year ago on my PhD before I took a break of that. But yes, it's first and foremost my kids. It's when we come home, there's no iPad time, there's anything like this. It's education. So much that, like I said, my oldest daughter Jalen is in North Dakota on an academic scholarship. She's a zoology educational major. My son, before living with me, he was a C and B student at Copper Cove ISD. When he transferred me his freshman year, he ended up becoming an A and B student, graduated in the top quarter of his class, earned a scholarship, academic and a athletic scholarship to Anna Marie College in Massachusetts. My oldest daughter is a straight A student. We just had her academic award ceremony 2 weeks ago, and my youngest daughter is thriving as well. So education is first and foremost. Like that's one thing that there's no negotiation. That's the gray line where we have to thrive in education just because I see it firsthand.
Okay. And from what you know, maybe you don't really know, but let's do some compare and contrast. So you have, I guess, 5 kids total, 4 from, different women, one with Miss Tanisha. She also has other kids too. Have you been able to see her other kids and how education is prioritized or not in that situation?
I've only seen one as far as in that or excuse me, I've only kind of had to like make a formal observation of one, and that was the one she brought in to civil learning when I was working, and we tested, and her at the time her child tested a few grade levels behind in reading.
Here we go, guys. Is that information confidential, Mr. Sterling? Because again, you did it in this was your job, not your personal life, and it was something you got from KIS. You're in KISD, correct, sir?
No, sir. This was not KISD, sir. This is not KISD, sir. This was at Civil Learning Center.
So it was a private company.
Yes, sir. This is the conversation that I've had with Mrs. Tanisha when she came in, where we did an assessment.
But she had that conversation at the Sterling Center as part of the information concerning your child.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Tanaka, I'm a little wary about this one. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Again, it was done at a professional circumstance.
Sure.
And, not a personal. So I'm not going to allow this line of questioning as far as anything that was discussed by before the circumstances, before they became a couple. Yeah. Also, so yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay, that's okay. You're not lying. Just kind of scared to daylight. So I'd be maybe violating somebody's rights here. So okay, thank you.
Understandable.
All right, so let's go ahead and move to talking about your living situation. Describe your current home to me, if you would, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm currently purchasing my home. If you're familiar with Killeen, I live in Southeast Killeen, the area that's kind of newly developed. I live off of Chaparral Road. I purchased my house in 2020 after my divorce, after I sold the house that me and my ex-wife shared. I currently have a 4-bedroom home, 3 baths. And right now it's me and my 2 daughters that occupy the house.
Right. Okay. And would Quincy have his own bedroom if Judge were to make you primary caretaker?
Yes, sir, he would. Charlie and Chase have their own room, and then his room will be the room in the front.
Okay. Okay. And do you have reliable transportation?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Do you have a car seat for Quincy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. And do you believe that you would be financially able to meet Quincy's needs?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Are you on any government assistance of any sort?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. Let's talk about health and dental. Are you aware of any ongoing medical issues that Quincy has or may have?
Yes, sir. Quincy has had respiratory issues, asthma, and breathing issues since he's been a toddler. And as of last week, like I said, Mrs. Tanisha, she texted me and told me that he went to the ER for a respiratory infection and RSV, and that's kind of been ongoing.
Okay. Does he have any more so permanent health issues that are affecting him?
The only thing I can say that's close to that is asthma, but other than that, no, it's just kind of been ongoing respiratory issues where he's been getting pneumonia, heavy cough, and things along that nature. That's kind of been.
And does she allow you to come to the doctor appointments and be involved in his medical care?
The only information I receive from her is post appointment, and it's usually in the needs of, hey, Quincy needs this. Can you do it? Can you get this? And that's kind of how that's shaped. Okay,
so it's kind of more like if she needs money from you, she'll reach out. But if there's otherwise not a whole lot of communication. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
I would say that's fair, yes, sir.
Okay. Does she ever invite you to come to the actual appointments or to the ER, things like that?
No, sir. No, sir.
Do you ever ask to go to be a part of his life in that way?
Yes, sir. When he was hospitalized of last year, and while she was at the center, I believe it was earlier last year while she was still in the center, I was able to go there then and sit in with him and kind of see what was going on while he was in the NICU for respiratory and pneumonia, and he had a viral infection.
Okay. And do you have your own health and dental insurance that he could be put on?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Who is that with?
My health insurance is through TRICARE East now. Vision is through Delta Dental, and dental is through Delta Dental, and vision is through GHP, I believe. GHP. Yeah.
Okay. And any idea how much the dental would cost you?
Roughly for him, adding him on, I think roughly I pay, because I have the higher one, I think I pay, I want to say roughly 80 a month for dental.
Okay. And then would TRICARE East, would that cost you anything out of pocket to your knowledge?
Yes, sir, it is. I pay a monthly premium.
Okay. How much would it cost to add Quincy to that if you know?
For the family, I would estimate I would probably be like north of 175, I would say, give or take. I mean, I think like say 185, 200 is a fair assessment. Not trying to, fluctuate that, but I think that's fair.
Okay, got it. Couple of last questions to finish this out. Let's talk about discipline briefly. Do you discipline children in your house? And if so, how do you go about that if they misbehave?
If they misbehave, my discipline is more so it kind of, I would say, to be fair, it's kind of steps to it. It's one of those things, acknowledging where to make sure my child understands what they did wrong, and then corrective action, like, hey, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen again? More so, it's loss of privileges, whether that be TV, cell phone, iPad, and so forth. And then there's usually something in essence that they would do to make up. I can give you a primary example. My youngest daughter, Charlie Quinn, just got in trouble recently at school for speaking out of turn in the walkout line. And this has been kind of an ongoing issue. When she got home, we kind of talked about it. And as a result, we had to do the timetable flashcard to make sure she had her timetables, because at fourth grade, that's an initial. So we sat there for about an hour and a half and kind of drilled those out as quote unquote punishment. But physical punishment or anything like that, no, sir, I don't necessarily believe in those.
Okay. Yes, sir. And why would you say it's in Quincy's best interest for you to be the primary caretaker of him?
Okay. So when you look at the big picture, when I think about Quincy, all right, with not only am I able to provide steady housing, steady transportation, steady income, things of that nature, I believe educationally wise, Quincy will be at the Child Learning Center, which is literally 5 minutes from my housing area. They receive 3 or 4 stars of the Texas Rising certification, which is an extreme accolade, so much that there is a waiting list. The student-to-teacher ratio at the daycare right now is 1-to-4. So I believe it gives Quincy a chance to thrive in that environment. Resources, I have an ample amount of resources, educationally wise, emotionally, the whole nine, where I can provide for Quincy. Quincy would be better off when you just look historically speaking, and this is, I'm just speaking from facts that come from our own government statistics, like students or kids that are raised in section housing government assistance are less likely to perform, are those that are less likely to be lower achievers academically, socially, emotionally, and so forth. And I think being free of government assistance, Quincy is in an area where those resources are available to him. I can be there for him. I'm emotionally intact. I've done this before. This is not my first rodeo. As far as it being a single father, I have a ample amount of resources and wealth. All of my family is here, so I have family to lean on, and my family is close knit. I grew up without it, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of going off the rim here, Your Honor. I grew up without a dad, without dad being present. So I understand the emotional, the physical trauma that has. And to this day, I've made that, and people probably said it before, but I've made that a goal of mine, that I was going to go above and beyond. I'm always and willing to be there. Quincy, like when you look at what's best for Quincy and what's his best interest, I think I check all those boxes as far as seeing what he needs and what he can do. And I know the social norm sometimes is that or for a parent for a young child to be in a situation with his mother. And I think, with this day and age, with fathers like me that are stepping up and going above and beyond, and that are solid and grounded in everything that they're doing. I think this is the time where we kind of shift that norm, and where, you know, fathers like me are getting a chance to kind of say, hey, look, we can provide those exact same resources that mothers have. And so, like, holistically, I know I kind of went off there, but it's not so much knowing, I can factually speak on what I can provide. And yet this is another example of someone being less dependent on the government, where we're taking child off of there, and child's being able to thrive in my care, if I'm afforded the opportunity. I have a proven record, and I don't say that lightly, but I have a legit proven record of how I have a framework of how to raise children, and how to make sure they're academically and successful and being law-abiding citizens.
Yes, sir. And are you willing to make sure that and facilitate that Quincy has a relationship with his own mother?
Yes, sir. Never in a million years would I try to like keep that from him. My line is always open. Never be whatever it takes. If it takes me driving to Temple to drop Quincy off for visitation, so forth, I'm willing to go above and beyond. Like I said, I think it's going to do a disservice to try to demean that. I by no way am I trying to paint Tanisha out to be this person that she's not. I'm simply stating that as far as in the best interest, I know that, like, factually and statistically proven that that's me. And so I will make sure that he still has that open relationship with his mother, and that we continue to grow, and hopefully our relationship can improve over the time as she begins to kind of work on herself and so forth.
Yes, sir. All right. And then to conclude, are you asking the judge today to name you as the primary caretaker of Quincy?
Yes, sir, I am.
And are you requesting minimum wage guideline child support from the other parent?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking that she receive what's called a standard possession order visitation schedule?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe that these requests today are based upon Quincy's best interest?
I do. Yes, sir.
And I guess the last thing, so tell me what Quincy's full legal name is right now. Okay. And is that Tanisha's legal name?
That is a great question. So when we asked about it, I know that's not her last name is still Benjamin from her marriage.
Okay.
And so Augustine, from my understanding in our conversations, Sanders was her maiden name. And when we spoke regarding that, because the situation came about, I was at work when the birth certificate lady came in, and I had to be present in order to sign it. But she stated that Augustine was a family name, or her mother's name, if I'm not mistaken. And I wholeheartedly believe that's where it came from.
Got it. Are you requesting that Quincy's last name be changed?
Yes, sir. I would love that. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell the judge or ask the judge today?
Your Honor and the court, as I stated earlier in my closing statement, I totally understand the narrative, and that traditionally, children are placed in the mother's care. Like I said, I think I have a well-grounded case in a situation to where I believe emotionally, physically, financially, I can provide Quincy with all those needs if given the opportunity. And said I have a proven track record. I'm able to. I'm grounded, well educated, and structured in the sense where I know that I can provide for him. And I think it's reflective in relationship with even with my ex-wife and our kids and so forth. And so I just will hope that, like I said, that shift maybe we can kind of shift things over now to turning a new leaf, and I'm able to have and I'm afforded that opportunity. I apologize for stuttering. I'm just kind of filled with emotions right now, but that's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, sir. No further questions of this witness.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Green, anything on redirect, sir?
I do. I just want to make sure I have one detail correct.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Sterling, how many children do you currently have that are minors under the age of 18? That is
Under the age of 18, 3, sir.
Yes. Other than the child that we're here on.
Other than the child we're on, 2.
Okay. And Have both of those children been minors since, have any other children of yours been minors since the time that this particular dependent that we're here on has been born?
No, sir.
So only those two children?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions of this witness at this time, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, then, Mr. Gwynn, Mr. Tanaka, I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. Gwynn call his next witness here in just a moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a 15-minute break, 20-minute break. I've got a judge has got its infection, and I got to take some meds, and I got to take it with some food. So so I'm gonna take a break, and I'll come back, and we'll get this thing taken care of. All right. And Ms. Augustine, Mr. Sterling, I'll go ahead and take a quick break, and ma'am, you're up next. All right. All right, thank you. And we'll be back on the record in about 20 minutes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
3-2. So at this time, Mr. Gwynn, you can call your next witness.
State would like to call Tanisha Augustine.
All right, Ms. Augustine, state your full name for the record, please, and your full legal name, ma'am. Thank you. What is it currently?
Tanisha Augustine Benjamin.
All right, thank you. You may proceed at this time, Mr. Gwynn.
Thank you. How many minor children do you currently have?
5.
What are the ages of those children?
1, 3, 5, 8, and 9.
What do you currently do for a living?
I'm currently starting work at the daycare next week.
And what will you be doing at the daycare?
I will be in the infants classroom.
And which daycare, ma'am?
A New Day Learning Academy. It's the same one my daughter attends.
Okay, thank you.
And how much will you be making?
14 an hour.
And prior to this job, what were you doing?
I was a server at Marada's Living Senior Home here in Temple.
What was the name of that game, ma'am?
Marada Senior Living Facility.
Okay, I say Marauder, and I'm going, whoa. Can't have a bunch of old folks out there running around doing marauding, but anyway, thank you.
And was that employment full-time?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And how much did you make there?
12 an hour.
And what if any professional licenses do you have?
I currently don't have any.
Okay. And what professional certifications do you have?
None at the moment.
Okay. How's the child that we're here on currently receiving healthcare coverage?
Yes, sir.
How is the child receiving healthcare coverage?
He has Medicaid.
Ma'am, all your children that live with you are currently on Medicaid also?
Yes, sir. And they have VA insurance.
VA?
Yes.
Okay. Is that through you or through their father?
Through their father.
All right. And so how many have the VA, Champ VA?
4.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I'll backtrack. I think I forgot to ask, how many of those minor children are currently residing with you?
I have all 5 residing with me.
When you were employed as a server at that senior home, how long were you employed there?
For like 3 months.
And what were you doing before that?
I wasn't working at the time.
I have no further questions for this witness at this time, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Tanaka, your witness.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, just a couple of quick questions. So let's see. Which daughter attends the New Day Learning Academy?
Hazel.
And how old is she?
She's 3.
Okay. And then which does Quincy attend?
So he attend Head Start.
Okay. So why are they in separate locations?
Because Head Start didn't have an opening for Hazel.
Okay. Got it. All right. And then how long have all 5 kids been with you?
For 8 months now.
8 months. Okay. And you said before Murata's, you weren't working. I guess how long ballpark have you been unemployed then before then?
Um, like a year.
Okay. And before then, where were you working at?
Walmart.
Okay. Got it. What was your job position there?
Seasonal.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about are you currently on probation?
Yes, I am.
What was the offense for which you were placed on probation?
Abandoning / endangering a child.
Okay. And which child was the subject of that? Do you know?
It was Quincy, Hazel,
Mhm.
and Mackenzie.
Okay. And was my client correct that this incident approximately took place on 4th of July, 2025?
2024.
2024. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2024.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And on July 4th, 2024, how old were those 3 children, if you recall, approximately?
Mackenzie was 7,
Hmm.
Hazel was 1, and Quincy was 2 months, 2 to 3 months.
Okay. 2, 3 months. All right. And how long is your probation term? Do you know?
It's 4 years.
Okay. And what are the specific conditions of that?
I'd have to do parenting classes, which I completed.
Hmm.
I completed parenting class in 2024 and 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
PTSD class I also completed. And the
Okay.
only thing left is what they regularly drug test me and then community
Okay.
service.
Okay. Um, have you complied with every drug test that they've sent to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have any of the tests been positive?
No, sir.
Okay. If the judge were to order a test today, would it come back negative, would you say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever missed a check-in with your probation officer?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about your house. So you've got yourself and 5 kids. I guess where are you currently living? Can you give me an address, please?
18.
Oh, hold up. Run that question about me again, please. I missed
I'm sorry,
that.
what was that, Judge?
What was your question?
I just asked where is she currently living?
We don't do that on Zoom, sir.
Okay.
This thing is on the internet, so I don't give out addresses because I don't want people showing up or writing. Okay, so if you need to get that in a breakout room, we'll get that in later on. All right, thank you, sir.
That's fine. Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, so your house, how many bedrooms, how many baths are we talking?
I have a 2 bed, 2 bath.
2 bed, 2 bath. Okay. And can you tell me how everyone fits in there? We got 6 people. Who sleeps in which bedroom?
My girls have their own room and my boys have their own room.
Okay. And where do you and Quincy sleep?
Quincy have his own room. They share rooms.
Okay. Um, so you have 2 girls and then 2 boys with your ex-husband and then Quincy, so 3 boys total?
Yeah,
And how old are the 2 boys?
5 and 7.
Okay, 5, 7, and then Quincy's 2.
He's 1. He'll be 2 in April.
Okay. Um, okay, and then where do you sleep?
I sleep in the living room.
Okay. Does Quincy have his own crib or where does he sleep
He
in the
has his
room?
own crib.
Okay, and then are there 2 twin beds for the other 2 boys or a bunk bed?
Yes.
Which one?
Twin beds.
Twin beds. Okay. So 2 twin beds and a crib in one room.
Yes.
Okay. How much do you pay each month for the house?
I currently do not pay rent.
Okay. Who pays the rent?
Housing.
Okay, is that paid for indefinitely, or when does that expire, if at all?
It doesn't expire.
Okay. Okay. Do you have your own vehicle?
No, sir, but I'm currently in the process of getting a vehicle.
Okay. How were you able to get to your prior jobs?
Uber, the Hop, and my support system.
What does your support system look like?
My support system when I was staying at the shelter,
Okay.
and I'm currently here now with my social worker.
Okay. And about the shelter, is it true that you were kicked out of the shelter, or is that not true?
No, sir, that's not true. I wouldn't be
Okay.
able to be here today if it was true.
Okay.
And
When
you
did
said
you
right
leave?
now you're broadcasting from the shelter?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay. And do they help provide for like the Uber rides to and from work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where is Quincy right now?
He's at school.
At a daycare or school? He's one?
He's at Head Start.
Okay. What are the hours that you drop him off there and pick him up?
He goes from 8:15 to 3:15.
Okay. Got it. All right. And um, I want to talk more about the July 4th, 2024 incident. So you left those three kids alone. How old was the oldest child at that time? Do you recall?
She was 7.
7. Okay. And where did you go, if you remember? Oh, I think I may have lost her,
Lose
Judge.
connection? Yeah, looks like I heard that. I heard the ding. All right,
Oh,
we'll give her a couple of minutes to get back on. I'll just go ahead and stop the recording for now. All right, thank you.
yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Judge, I'm trying to run the math on this while the questioning is ongoing. She had said that she has 5 children in addition to the one we're here on, correct? Or am I mistaken?
Okay, I got 3 boys, 2 girls, so yeah, that's 5.
Oh, 5
Not
total?
5 total. That's what I've got. And did I miss one?
Yeah, I think it's correct. 2 boys, 2 girls with ex-husband, and then or other father, and then Quincy. So 5 total.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what
I
I'm
just wanted to
tracking.
make sure I got that correct. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I heard the ding, but I thought the ding was her coming into the room.
I got the notification that she had reappeared, but I'm not seeing her right now.
Well, she was, like I said, I just moved her in from the breakout room. I'm not the breakout room, I'm sorry, from the waiting room, and I thought I heard the ding, but that ding may have been her being kicked out again. Yeah. All right. We're officially back on the record, and I'll allow you to proceed with your question, Mr. Tanaka. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's see, ma'am. We were talking about July 4th, 2024. You said that the oldest child was 7 years old at the time. The other one was 2, and I believe Quincy was 2 months old. The last question I asked was, where did you go, if you remember, on that night?
Um,
I think you
All
may
right,
be
ma'am,
on
do you
mute.
recall?
Yeah.
Do you recall where you actually went and the circumstances?
Looks like she put herself on mute, Judge. I think she may be talking to someone in the background. I'm not sure who.
All right, ma'am, here's the deal. I don't mind you talking to someone, but you can't get legal advice from anyone on what to testify to, ma'am. Remember that. You got to testify to what you know and that only, all right? Can you hear me, Miss Augustine?
yeah. So, wait. Yes, sir. What was the question
All right.
again?
Yeah, the question was, where did you go on that night, July 4th, 2024?
What was the night?
Do you recall where you went the night that was based on your conviction, ma'am, for failing to abandonment of the children, whatever the actual conviction was? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where did you go?
It's not. It's
Ma'am, stop
Judge,
that. Stop that. Here's the deal, ma'am. Whoever you're talking to, I'm getting ready to make them you leave the room. Understand? You're not allowed to have anybody else.
yes, sir.
No one's going to be in there with you unless they're a lawyer, okay? Whoever's sitting there, tell them
Yes,
they got to
sir.
go right now. All right. Thank you. So, ma'am, answer the question, please. Thank you.
Judge, I'm going to ask that you instruct whoever's in the room to leave again.
Ma'am, is there anyone in the
No
room
one
still
is.
with you?
No one is in here. It's me. It's just me in here.
All right, then. Well, if there's anyone there, no one's allowed to be in here, ma'am, unless they're an attorney of law for the state of Texas. All right, ma'am. Do you recall where you went? Where you went that night that caused you to get the conviction? Yes or no answer right there.
No,
Okay. Don't know. That's okay. What time did you leave? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
Okay. Was it after dinner?
I don't. I don't recall.
Okay.
Man, was this something again? Was this the 4th of July?
Yes.
Okay. May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Were you at any point intoxicated that day, ma'am?
No, sir.
And again, tell the judge how old Quincy was.
Quincy was 2 months.
And the oldest child was 7 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
At the time, was Quincy being breastfed?
He was being breastfed and bottle fed
Okay.
or formula fed.
Okay. And who was to change Quincy's diapers while you were away?
My 7-year-old.
Okay. Had she ever previously changed a diaper before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did your 7-year-old know how to use a phone?
Let's go down this path too long. Yeah, those are the circumstances. Everybody's now a lot older, and we are where we are now. So let's move on from this, and I'll let y'all know. I'm probably looking at making a temporary order here. And giving Dad some time and getting me assigning an investigator ad litem. That's where I'm leaning toward right now. But I want to. So this is not going to be the last hearing in this matter. So you keep that in mind in the questioning you're doing, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, do you struggle with depression?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently on any medications for that?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you
I
go
see a
to?
therapist weekly.
Okay, great. Who's a therapist?
Sophia
Okay. Do you remember her last name?
Franco, and I also see Christina Rebels at Central County Services.
Okay. Okay. And is it true that you placed Quincy with your ex-husband for a time?
During the July 4th event, yes, all of them went with my ex-husband, never was given to my mom. My mom is deceased, by the way.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. You also placed Quincy with your mom for a time too, correct?
No, sir. He has never been
Never.
with my mom.
Okay. Did you place Quincy with your friend for a time?
Quincy, the only reason Quincy was
Okay,
with
ma'am.
my
The question
friend is
was,
Quincy dad.
listen to the question, ma'am. The question was the child ever placed with a friend? And if there was, I need to know what confirm what the friend's name is and the time frame. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so what's the friend's name?
Her name is Key.
Key, can you spell that for me, please?
Kei
Okay, and how long was Quincy with her?
Belfield.
Okay, thank you. And how long was Quincy with Key Belfield for, approximately?
For no more than 2 days.
Okay. How long was Quincy with your ex-husband for?
For like 2 weeks when I was in jail.
Okay. Okay. And then when you got out of jail for 2 weeks, did you get your kids back right away? What was the process after that?
Once I got out of jail, Quincy's dad picked me up and brought me home. Then a few days later, I got Quincy back.
Okay. And is it true that you executed a power of attorney with the intent that my client, the father, could take care of Quincy?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about your support system. Do you have family nearby?
I don't have family here in Texas.
Okay. Where's the closest relative?
Dallas.
That's Texas, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're good. Let's talk about medical. Have you ever invited my client, the father, to come to doctor appointments with you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How many would you say?
Back in 2024, I asked if he could take Quincy. He agreed, and then the day of his appointment, he said he forgot.
Okay. When was the last time Quincy went to the doctor?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Did you invite my client to come to that appointment?
No, sir, but I did notify him that Quincy had COVID, RSV, and the flu.
Okay. Why didn't you invite him to come with you?
Mm, mm,
I'm sorry, what was the
I'm
answer?
not
Oh,
sure. I was just like,
don't know.
I'm not
Okay.
sure. I was just like really focused on him getting medical needs at that time.
Okay. Um, all right. Has he ever denied you assistance when you asked for it, my client?
No, he hasn't. Anything I have asked for, he has gotten it. He sent money back in December for his medication, which was $80.
Okay. And he gave you some money to get yourself out of jail, correct?
Yes, he did.
Do you plan on paying him back for that amount, or what are your thoughts about that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. He was there for you during your pregnancy at the prenatal appointments, correct?
He didn't attend any appointments while I was pregnant.
Okay. He was present at the birth.
Yes, sir.
He cut the cord.
Yes.
Have you blocked my client's phone number anytime in the past?
Maybe twice, but we have been emailing. He's currently not blocked. Our last email was February the 8th.
Okay. Is his phone number still blocked on your end?
No, sir.
Okay. When did you unblock him?
He's been unblocked. We just been communicating through email.
Why did you block him in the first place on these 2 times you've done it?
Because I felt like I was forcing him to be a dad, and I wanted him to realize that he have a child just as well as I do.
I'm sorry, would you mind repeating that?
Because I felt like I was begging him to get Quincy or see Quincy, and I just got tired of it.
So you're saying that you said, "Hey, Dad, come on over and get a visit," and he would just say, "No, I don't want to."
No,
Okay,
it
tell
was
me
like
what.
I was the one initiating everything, and he wasn't. No, I'm not
Okay,
trying to paint him as a bad person, but it was like I was doing everything, and he know he have a child just as well as I do.
okay. So because he didn't initiate and ask for a visit, you blocked him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you blocked him twice. Why did you block him the second time?
I don't recall. It's been a while.
Okay. If he were to ask you then for a visit, you'd be happy to let him have that?
Of course, I never denied visitation or anything. He just asked to see Quincy 2 weeks ago on an email, and I asked him what time. He said after 5:30, and he never got back with me.
Okay. Has he ever blocked you?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you previously tell him not to contact you anymore?
Yes, sir. That was back in September.
And what was the basis for that?
I don't recall.
Okay. So if you blocked him and told him not to communicate with you, how is he supposed to reach out and schedule a visitation with his son?
He was still emailing me. He has my email, so that's how he was contacting me.
Okay. You have no safety concerns about my client?
No, sir.
Okay. So you have 4 other kids. Tell me you already told me their ages. What are their grade levels, if you know?
Mackenzie, she's in 4th grade. Kason, he's in 2nd grade. Damien, he's in kindergarten.
Okay. And then I must have missed one other child.
Hazel, she's in daycare.
Got it. Yep. Okay. And are all 3 kids on their correct grade level for their age?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, do you currently drink any alcoholic beverages?
No, sir. I'm not allowed to.
That's right. Okay. I guess before July 4th, 2024, you did though.
No, sir.
Okay. Why was that made a condition of probation then if you never drank? Do you
I'm
know?
not sure.
Okay.
They drug test me and everything, but yeah, I don't drink.
Okay. Have you ever drunk during your lifetime?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's talk about marijuana. Have you ever smoked marijuana? Used
No,
marijuana?
sir. I have never used it.
Never. Okay. Any other drugs?
No, sir.
THC?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. No further questions, Judge, of this witness. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Green, anything on redirect, sir?
Not at this time, Judge.
All right, any other witnesses, Mr. Gwynn?
Not for state, Judge, no.
All right, Mr. Tanaka, do you have anything, any other witnesses that you wish to recall Mr. Sterling to clarify anything, sir?
In the interest of time, Judge, not at this time.
All right, then. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and go with closing statements. Again, I'm looking at making what's called a temporary order here, folks. I'm looking at setting that up some access. Ma'am, normally, when I have, it doesn't sound like y'all have major problems. When I had problems, I always usually make the exchange at the closest police department. But right now, I'm looking at making the exchange at your home address. Is there going to be a problem with that?
No, sir.
All right, then. All right, then. So let me go ahead. But with that in mind, that we're going to do a temp, and Mr. Tanaka, since it's already, and this would normally be his weekend. But I'm looking at giving him next weekend and the following weekend out there 2 in a row. I'm looking at giving him the 4th weekend of the month and the 1st weekend of next month. And I'm probably looking at going ahead and giving him the spring break coming up, even if it's not in spring break, and then just do the weekend business until we get everything else situated. But I'm also looking at appointing a guardian ad litem and setting that up as per what the rules require me to do. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and listen to closing statements. I know you don't know what that means, Mr. Augustine, but the lawyer should. And I'm going to let them make closing statements and tell the court what they want me to do on those circumstances. And as far as your circumstances, ma'am, you'll be able to make a closing statement, closing argument if you wish. So at this time, I'll start with Mr. Green and then I'll go to Mr. Tanaka. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. So the state, if Mr. Sterling is going to be ordered to pay child support, the guideline math that the state has come up with is $484 child support and $71 in medical support, assuming that child is not ordered to be placed under his TRICARE. And then with the order appointing an ad litem, the state would also request that the court determine who pays the ad litem cost per Texas Family
Mr. Gwynn, the
Code.
cost will be paid. Mr. Sterling will put $500 in the deposit of the Bell County District Clerk only before the 31st day of August. And based on the mother's situation and her housing, Medicaid, court's going to find that she is unable. She will qualify for the pauper's affidavit or pauper's request, and I'm going to put that in for her at this point. And the county will pick up her half of the $1,000. What I was looking for was $1,000, and the county will pick up her half of the $500. And as far as the ad litem is concerned, you may proceed, Mr. Gwynn.
That's all, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Tanaka, you heard a lot of legal mumbo jumbo going there, and that's what we're looking at doing today as far as the requirements for when the court appoints items, and based on his testimony and his earnings. And I heard what he made of his job, but he said the child is he's got TRICARE. I did not hear anything about him receiving VA disability or retirement, so I'll ask him at that point. Mr. Sterling, you get anything from the United States for being formerly in the United States military?
No, sir. My earnings were all set. No, sir. Just
sorry?
medical. No, sir. Just medical.
Okay,
Just medical.
thank you. All right, Mr. Tanaka, you're closing then, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I guess to start, we were set here for a final hearing. That is what we want. My client doesn't have unlimited resources. I'm not the cheapest attorney. We would like a final hearing. That's what we were set for. I don't really think there's a need to drag this case out. I think we have.
Mr. Tanaka, move on.
Okay.
You're asking me to give a child to a man. This child has not seen this man in 8 months. And you're asking me to turn him over tonight, right?
Not necessarily, Judge. Just some final orders. We can do a step up if that's something you're comfortable with. I understand the child's not 3, but
well, I've heard some contradictory testimony, Mr. Tanaka. So we're doing a temp. So you and your client have to work that out, sir. I'm sorry. I'm going to do what I feel is in this child's best interest going forward. You may proceed, sir. Sorry.
Okay. We would also object to the guardian ad litem. I know you can make, your own motion for it. We would be objecting to it. I don't really think there's a reason for it. Child can't talk to the guardian ad litem. He's only 1, almost 2. So I think the facts of this case and just hearing testimony.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So for that reason, we would be objecting. Again, my client doesn't have unlimited funds. Hiring someone to talk to the child, they can observe the child. Child can't talk back to them. So don't think we would just respectfully, request that there not be one. That, yeah, if we do come back for final, that's okay. But that there just not be the added cost of a guardian ad litem.
But go ahead, sir. Sorry.
But to recap again, you've heard the child was born April 2024, getting close to 2 years old. Today you heard how child's mother did experience several mental health episodes. Kid has not really been with her, the majority of the time. Kid has bounced around to different folks, ex-husband, friends, child's father. And there also is this situation where she was arrested for leaving the children alone overnight with a 7-year-old while the child was 2 months old. Don't really know what was happening. She claims she didn't remember when she left, how long she left, why she left, what happened. That is a concern, a big concern. It just goes to show, the danger that the child was in. 2-month-old left with a 7-year-old. A lot of things could have happened. Thankfully, it didn't. Thankfully, CPS came in there, and then they have, mom's hopefully on a better track. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. But there are some grave concerns there, and I think mom even understood that, right? She executed this POA with the understanding that my client, the child's father, could take care of the child, and he did just that. Fortunately, once mom heard that he had a friend pick up the child, she got mad and decided to take the child and block him from ever seeing the child again. This 8-month absence is not my client's fault, Your Honor. You heard how my client did try to reach out, tried to make connections with the mother. She told him, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. She blocked his phone number. That is not his fault. Yeah, he could have broken into her house and taken the kid. He's not that kind of person. She told him, hey, I don't want to hear from you ever again. She blocked his phone number. I asked her, why did you do that? And she said, well, basically because he didn't ask for visitation enough. And then she kind of forgot why she blocked him the second time. She said, no, your client has never blocked me. It's just been me. It's a one-sided thing. And yes, I did tell him to never communicate with me again. So my client's up, against a rock and a hard place. No way to communicate with mom, no way to exercise visitation, even if he wanted to. He had this POA, but then mom, took the child and basically ran. And unfortunately, he's been cut off from communication with the child's mother and with his own child. Let's do a little bit compare and contrast between the two parents. Let's talk with mom. Right now, she's on a 5-year probation, does not have a means of transportation. She is about to start a new job, which is great. And she's, really placed her kids with a lot of individuals. Right now, she's living in a 2-bedroom place, 5 kids and herself. And we have concerns. There's not really a good support system. Family is up in Dallas, which is fine, but that's not necessarily close. Let's compare that with dad. On the flip side, my client has been there for the child really since he was born. He's the one who cut, baby's cord. He's raised 4 other kids who are all doing very well in life and education-wise. He has a strong record of co-parenting with the other two mothers. In fact, you've heard his ex-wife came here and testified earlier today and said, yeah, number 1, he's a great father. No concerns there. 2, he does a great job at parenting. 3, great job at educating our daughters. They're all being, stellar students in school. They're doing great. And 4, absolutely no safety concerns with dad. There's never been any issues with him. And you even heard from Miss Tanisha, like there's never been any examples or instances where my client yelled, put his hands on her, the kid, no violence at all. No reason to deny him visitation. If there was family violence, sure, that is a grounds for denying visitation. There's been no evidence of that. He's been a model parent, model co-parent, and for whatever reason, mom just doesn't want him involved. So she's doing everything she can to effectively block him from the child's life. So what are we asking today, Judge, on a temporary order basis? We are asking that my client be named as sole managing conservator with the exclusive right to decide where the kid lives. Our basis for this is Texas Family Code 153004. There is a history of present child neglect. She was arrested for neglecting the kids, leaving them alone. That satisfies the grounds, we believe, of Texas Family Code 153004. So we believe that the child should be placed with dad at this time on a temporary basis. We are asking that mom be awarded a standard possession order visitation schedule. We are asking that she receive electronic communication Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 6:30 p.m. And all communication to take place via app close so that Ms. Tanisha cannot block my client. Each party is to pay for their own cost of app close now that they've started charging for that. We are asking that she pay him minimum wage guideline child support, or I guess based on her new job that she testified to. And then I believe that is it, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Everything. All right, Ms. Augustine, anything in closing, ma'am? What are you?
Yes, sir. I just want to say I never denied visitation with Quincy's daddy from Quincy. I have been initiating everything back in August. Quincy was out of school
Okay, ma'am,
for a
no more
whole week.
testimony.
I let his dad.
I've heard your testimony already. I know what you said you already. I just need to know what you're asking the court to do with it in your closing statement, ma'am. I know you asked me to give you custody and child support. The state's already has requested that for both of y'all. So what else are you asking for, ma'am?
That's it. And my place be the primary residence. And I have no problem with that.
I got one final question, Mr. Sterling. Mom's testified that y'all have been communicating by email. Is that correct, or y'all not been using that, man, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. We've started communicating recently. After she asked me not to communicate her via text message, she told me to not contact her anymore. I contacted her and asked her just on whereabouts of Quincy. She initiated contact when she asked me for assistance, Your Honor, and I used that as a segue.
So the question was about the email. I'm sorry, you went off on a tangent.
Sorry. Your Honor, yeah. Yes, after she contacted me about assistance, I use that as a segue to carry on conversations about Quincy. Yes, Your Honor, and that was last fall, a few months ago.
Okay, so y'all been using email for the last few months?
Give and take. It's kind of been there, and or like I said, assistance like via Cash App. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me.
All right, folks. Again, it's kind of traumatic for a child to be yanked away. I know, sir, you've had time, but again, it's been months. So at this time, and here's the deal, this doesn't sound like it's the thing I have to do, should do, and it really doesn't mean anything, but I think I got to do it in conformity with the Texas Family Code, because I don't think, based on the information I've heard, that I can name mom as a joint managed conservator But right now, I'm going to name her, and believe me, I am strongly considering this will be the exact opposite at the end, because again, I've heard enough that might get you there. But the bottom line is, I'm going to name mom right now, for right now, sole managed conservator, dad possessory. I'm going to decide the domicile of the child, and that domicile is restricted to Bell County, period. And if the child is not to be removed and live anywhere else other than Bell County until further order of court. I'm going to go ahead at this point and order the dad to pay child support. At this time, I'm going to lower it down a little bit because I'm getting ready. I'm still going to keep him having to make that deposit, Mr. Tanaka, $500 on it before the 31st day of August for the purposes of the ad litem. And if it's at this time, I'll reserve the right to make that an attorney ad litem or a guardian ad litem. And I'll go back over the code to confirm which one will best suit these very, very different circumstances. This is not my normal case, and I'm going to go back over the ad litem requirements to see which one is going to be appropriate. I'm going to go ahead and report Mr. Isaac Grimhall. I've already had my assistant contact his office, and he said he can accept this case without a problem. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. He's one, going on two. I will go ahead and order that there be your telephone communication with dad and the child on Friday, Wednesdays, Sundays, at Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll do it that way at 6 p.m. every day for those days. I want to go ahead and start tonight. All right, tell you what we're going to do, folks. We're going to start visitation tonight. Okay. I'm gonna let dad. We're gonna do the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month. This is the third weekend of the month. So dad is to pick the child up and mom's resident at 6 p.m. today and return the child at 6 p.m. on Sunday. It's a 2-day thing, so that should work. And I'm gonna give dad I'm gonna give dad standard visitation. I'm gonna go ahead and give him spring break. If this is not his spring break, he gets the child for the entire spring break. I'm going to order that the parties use app close. I'm going to go ahead and, ma'am, sir, you're going to need to go to the appclose.com, download AppClose, and now they're charging $8.99 a month. You're both to do this at your own expense. For this first month of child support, I'm going to order that dad pay $250. That's due on the first day of March. And then after that, I'll order temporary child support for the amount of $483 as the state recommended in order to put the child on track here. This is only going to last a couple of months, folks. I'm going to go ahead and look at resetting this matter for a special setting in April, and I'm getting ready to look at some dates for you, Mr. Tanaka, to see when you're available. I only plan on having this. I've heard the majority of this hearing. If anybody needs a copy of the audio, I'll send it over to you. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and give you some dates in August. And even if I'm out for hip surgery, I will do this hearing myself on Zoom. So this will not end up with Judge Law, because the judge may be getting a new hip by then. So we'll see. But right now, I've got let's see. This is the 20th. So somewhere I want to do at least 45 days out. So okay, that's. All right. In the second week of April, I have Wednesday. I got both morning and afternoon slots available. Wednesday the 8th. The following week, the 16th of April, I have both my special setting dockets available for the 9:30 and 1:30. So on both those days, so either of those days work for you, Mr. Tanaka.
Unfortunately, I am booked up. Anything after the 21st, I'm sorry.
Okay, so the following week?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Right now, I got okay, let me make sure that's not the special setting day. It is not. I got both the morning slots and the afternoon slots available on the 22nd.
22nd should work for me. Does that work for you, Mr. Sterling? April 22nd, Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The 22nd. Yes, sir.
And Judge, is this for a final hearing or what is this?
Oh yeah, this is for the final hearing and a final ad litem report and to see how the visitation is going with dad. And if I need to make the transition to the father at that point, I will. But again, I want to make sure this transition is smooth if there is a change. And but the bottom line is that I have not completed my decision until I've heard some contradictory testimony, and I want to get this information verified. And the court may have some questions next time around too. But the bottom line is, ma'am, his circumstances are good, and you've got some warts in your circumstances. Understood? But again, the things you testified, you kind of contradicted what he said. I want to confirm, and I will attempt to get that done and make sure this next hearing is, this one was 4 hours long. Well, because the judge had to take a break. But the next time around, I'll go ahead and set this thing for 3 hours, but I anticipate it's going to be a lot quicker than that. So at this time, like I said, the person that's been assigned to represent the child, and again, after I go over the code and determine under these circumstances, because again, this was a lot like there's a lot of CPS type issues in this case, and I want to make sure that whichever one's the most appropriate for a child this age, under those circumstances, is going to be appointed as either attorney ad litem or guardian ad litem or attorney/guardian ad litem. But the gentleman's name is Isaac Brimhall. And on this, obviously, Mr. Brimhall will contact Mr. Tanaka and go through him. But ma'am, I need your permission to have the ad litem contact you. And if once we get through with this, I'll have you give the state your phone number and your email so the ad litem can contact you. So at this time on the record, do you have a problem with the lawyer contacting you, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right. Now, is there a problem with I'm sending dad over to pick the child up? Can you have the child available to pick up the day? This is the standard visitation weekend. Can you have the child picked up on the, will you be at home at 6 o'clock tonight, or do I need to make arrangements around that?
Yeah, I'll be home. That's fine.
All right, then. All right, then. So I'm going to have everything ready for him to take with him, bottles, everything like that. I'm not sure what he has in his possession at this time because he hadn't had the child for 8 months. So anything he needs for a 2-day visit, you make sure you make a bill and give it to him, man, without a problem. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And sir, you make sure you return any items she gives you. Yes, sir, Mr. Tanaka.
So 2 quick clarification questions. One, on the hearing date on the 22nd, did we agree to a morning or afternoon slot? And if so,
I was putting it in the morning, but do you want an afternoon slot, sir?
Morning's fine. Yes, sir. What?
Yes, 9:30, same Zoom code.
9:30. Okay, same Zoom. Okay. Yes, sir.
Right.
What day was that?
The 22nd of August, April, wrong 8 month. 22nd of April, 9:30 a.m., sir.
Great. And then the second follow-up question I had was in regards to child support. So if dad's paying, I think it was approximately $270 as far as TRICARE goes, and if he's ordered to cover the child on TRICARE, I believe that should deduct Mr.
Did
Gwyn's numbers.
did include health insurance, Mr. Gwynn, or did I get that wrong?
I did recalculate. Now I want to make sure my math is good on this. You just said 270 something. I had calculated out, and if you'll allow me time to pull this
And that's
up.
270 for everybody, or 270 just for this one child?
I'm not sure, Mr. Sterling, do you know?
Who else? How many other people on that TRICARE, sir?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can you,
How many of your children are still on your TRICARE account?
sir, I carry all my children because they're under 26. I'm still providing for them, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yeah, I had TRICARE the year before I graduated from law school. I remember how that worked. So, but again, so the other 5 children are all on TRICARE?
Correct. So yes, and I do Prime so that it allows allows them to go to wherever they're able to go
Right.
without
But that 273, that covers the entire amount you out of pocket every for all your kids every month, correct?
Correct. That's that, and then it also will be for dental as well.
All right, so 270. He says 270 or 273 for TRICARE for medical TRICARE.
I'm sorry. What are you talking to me, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. I think dental is separate from TRICARE for the medical, correct?
Correct. Dental and vision is separate, and so I lumped dental into the medical, and I didn't include vision. But I was just going to initiate all 3 with Quincy.
All right, so again, we got 4 other children on there, and now we're adding Quincy, so Quincy would be 1/5 of that amount, correct?
Correct. I can't give you a definite answer until I actually go through DEERS and see what that amount would be to add them. But I wasn't able to add them last time until I had an order from the court.
All right, I'll go ahead and let you put that on there, sir. And Mr. Tanaka, I'll look at, and I'll just keep it at a reasonable amount until final order. I'll just go ahead and order, it's a little less than normal because this mom already has health insurance and she's allowed to keep them on that until the final hearing on this. So I'll just go ahead and order him to pay $25 a month for cash medical, and that's probably about half of what it should be going forward. But that should keep that, and I'll just based on that amount, Mr. Green, what would his child support be? Yes, sir, Mr. Sterling.
Your Honor, I just wanted to make sure I was hearing you correctly. So am I allowed to add Quincy, my son, on TRICARE and so
Yes,
forth?
sir.
So okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure.
And I'm not sure. And TRICARE might try to do it. Let Medicaid be primary and they'll be secondary. I know how TRICARE likes that. So yeah.
Yeah. So TRICARE will be his primary, and I'll relay the information to his mom. But I just want to make sure that I'm able to kind of get him on insurance.
I'll be part of the court order, sir, that you're ordered to put the child on your health insurance. Okay.
Yes, sir.
TRICARE,
Yes, Your Honor.
yeah. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what's the new math on that?
I'm sorry, Judge. I think I'm confused. He's ordered to place a child on his medical insurance, but he's also ordered to pay medical support?
Right.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. Just put the child on there. I'm trying to figure out what his child support is going to be based on me ordering, giving him a credit for $25.
Oh, giving him a credit for $25. I got you. Let me
Got
run
it.
that real quick. I'm sorry, I was confused, Judge. And as far as the credit for dental insurance,
He said he lumped them all together, so he lumped dental with the TRICARE for medical, but he left out the vision because vision is not included. He knows about that, so yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So the dental, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor, I did. I lumped them in there. It was a $5 difference, but yes, I did, Your Honor.
or giving him a credit for $25 for medical, that comes out to $456.
All right, tell you what, I'm going to take it down to 425 because again, I did the math wrong in my head, and so he should be entitled to a little bit more. But I'm taking him down to temporary child support starting the first day of April to 425. The previous amount I went for the March is still there, and we're coming back in April. So that will from that day forward, we'll determine whether or not he'll have to pay child support or mom pays child support, and we'll take up the issue of what retroactive child support he may owe mom for that time frame going at the final hearing, no matter what the circumstances are. I'll reserve that for final.
All right, thank you, Judge. And just for clarification, that child support amount for this coming month was set at what? The decreased amount?
I think I said 250. Did I say 250? I didn't write that
That's
down.
what I wrote down. Yes, Your Honor,
Yeah,
250.
250. That's what I thought.
50.
Because again, I'm still making him do that deposit for Mr. Brimhall because again, he doesn't sound like he's eligible for the pauper's affidavit, but mom is.
And Judge, on that, does he just reach out to Mr. Brimhall and give that to him directly? I'm a little confused. Sorry.
I'm sorry. No, he's to deposit that in with the Bell County District Clerk's office.
Got it. So he just contacts them and case number, and they'll take care
Yeah,
of it.
he can make a deposit based for the attorney ad litem, and hopefully they know what that is. But I used to do it back in the good old days, but I haven't made a deposit like that in 20 years. So yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
Judge. Okay. And then what's the deadline? I mean, just pretty much ASAP kind of thing, right?
no, I said by March 31st. I want to give him a little time,
March 30. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Money's money, and he hadn't budgeted it for that. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I think that was it from my end.
And like I said, we're going to keep this as as streamlined as possible, and get that confirmed. And is there anything else from you, Mr. Tanaka? And then I'm coming to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Nothing from me, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Augustine, questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll go ahead at this time. I always give mom the choice, so she did the heavy lifting when it came to having the baby. I'm looking at changing the last name to Sterling. Sir, ma'am, do you want it Sterling Augustine or Augustine Sterling?
Sterling.
You want it all Sterling or Sterling Augustine or Augustine Sterling?
Augustine
Yes.
Sterling.
All right, then we're going to go with Augustine Sterling going forward, and that'll be part of court order. But again, at the end of the day, Mr. Tanaka, if we come back next time and I give Dad custody, he's going to be sole MC, she'll be PC. But the only reason I'm doing that right now is because based on the testimony, it doesn't sound like I can do her, I can't do them as a joint, but I'm giving everybody all the, I'm calling her sole MC, but I'm giving her and him all, and him possessory, but they're both getting their rights under joint going forward, okay? So Mr. Gwynn put that as joint, the rights as joint going forward, but if I need to swap them around at the final hearing, I'll do so, all right?
Could you repeat that, Judge? I'm sorry.
All right, she's right now sole managing conservator, he's possessory, but they have both of them until further order of the court, have all the rights under joint managed conservatorship, all right? I'm not giving up, but I'm calling her sole and him possessory, and I can switch that around at the final hearing because under the code, based on her criminal conviction, I don't think I can name her as a joint managed conservator. I'll have one of the things I'm gonna have the ad do is get me a copy of her criminal file so I can see exactly what she's been convicted of and make sure what her rights will be going forward, no matter what the circumstances are. Anything else, Mr. Gwynn?
There's not at this time, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tanaka.
Nothing at this time, Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
All right, Ms. Augustine, anything else? Any questions, ma'am? I know you're not a lawyer and I just do a lot of lawyer stuff out at you. Anything else, ma'am? All right, everybody, I'll see you on the 22nd of April. Like I said, hopefully I will not be having surgery that week, but we'll see. But anyway, I'll make sure Linda reminds me, and this is my case, no matter what my medical leave is looking like, and because I've heard this already, and I will send if I'm going to make a copy of the hearing to send over to the ad litem, and if either y'all want a copy, Mr. Tanaka, you want a copy of the hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, if you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll try to set it up in the cloud. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
If it doesn't work that way, so just let me know. I got extra USB lying around, and ma'am, I'll get you a copy also by USB. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Graham, yours coming. You will do yours by cloud because your system seems to work with ours real well. So probably won't work with Texas. So yeah. All right. Thank y'all both very much, Mr. Sterling. Like I said, you pick your child up at 6 o'clock this evening and return at 6 p.m. on Sunday. And then you get since you're not returning your child at 6 p.m. this Sunday, your telephone conversations with the child will be on Tuesday and Thursday. All right. All right. Thank you. Then.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all both very much. And like I said, we'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll make any and all transitions as easy as possible. Again, we're dealing with 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. Well, not even a 2-year-old yet. So I want to make sure we got our I's and cross our T's. And thank y'all all very much. And you're free to go. We're off the record.
Thank you, Judge. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope everyone has a good rest of their day.
Thank you.
And I will have that order disseminated to everyone's email via DocuSign. I'm going to try my best to get that out there before the close of business.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And Mr. Gwynn, do you want to take Miss Augustine in the breakout room and confirm her email address and phone number for
that would be helpful. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're already still a co-host, so Miss Augustine, you're going to go back and do it. I'll tell you what I can do.